And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes her guests. She's a writer-showrunner who, now that the strike is over, will have to stop terrorizing the community of Nantucket Island with her pointed yet humorous picket signs. It's Robin Shorr. And she's a writer-showrunner who, now that the strike is over, will have to spend less time hiding in piles of grass in our backyard. It's Wendy Molyneux. Chef Jeff is here to congratulate the writers, but remind them that they're all still a bunch of huge nerds. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her the good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little German chocolate cakes. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon. By Stephen Blackwood. And yes, I am on Patreon. All sorts of fun stuff over there. You can get bonus episodes of my Patreon podcast, The Friend Zone. You can text me and I'll text you back. You can submit carbohydrates and more. And if you opt for an annual subscription, you get 2 months free. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen. I would like to say hello to my guests. Wendy Molyneux, hello.
Hi there. Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Robin Shorr, hello.
Hello. It's nice to be here too with Wendy.
I know.
I'm excited.
Is this the first time you guys have been on the show together?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Although
wow.
we did see each other at the
Farmers
farmer's market.
market.
Oh, and we talked at
Did
the
you
same
record
time
that?
already, apparently. We saw each other at the farmer's market for a friend's birthday earlier this year.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's
Wait.
kind of the same.
You guys, wait, I want, hang on.
Yeah. Oh,
One
sorry.
second. Daniel, hello.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Jeff Fox, hello.
Hi, Allison.
Wah, wah. Okay, wait. You went to the farmer's market for a friend's birthday? Like that was the birthday activity?
We have a friend who has his birthday party at the farmer's market every year, which is kind of a genius thing to do.
Yeah, the one at the Grove where there's
Oh.
bars.
The-
There's a bar
the
there.
big
I
one.
thought you meant
Yeah.
like an
And-
actual farmer's
At
market.
like the kale stand.
Right.
We just walk around.
Just taking
You have to
sample
buy, everybody
food.
buys the bread.
I like the idea of
Yeah.
a crowd of people just walking around.
It's,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't
You buy a
sound
jar
like
of peppers you're never going to use, and you celebrate your friend Brian.
Yeah.
or if it was the kind of street fair like they had in New York, you'd like buy a bulk pack of socks.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh, what's that? I don't know about that.
So there were
I know what socks are.
they go under your shoes, over your feet.
Ooh.
How have
Okay.
you been
Under your
doing it?
shoes?
Socks go like inside your shoes.
Oh.
I always when I usually put them in my mouth.
Wendy,
Cram 'em in.
we
Yes.
don't need to know all that.
Yeah, there were street fairs frequently in New York. Robin, when you lived there, were
Oh,
those-
yeah.
They just sell
Tons.
socks?
Well,
Furniture.
it was always like crap, and it was
Yeah.
always kind of the same. It
Yeah.
was like
incense.
yes,
Were
and
these
then there
just
was like
ad hoc?
a bad band playing.
Was it
Well,
like an ad hoc thing of people just setting up tables and selling their junk?
sort
More or
of,
less.
but they would shut down the street to traffic, so there
Yeah.
had to be some permitting involved. But it was exciting until you get there and you're like, I don't want any of this.
Right.
This is all someone else's shit.
There should be auditions to be at a street fair.
Yes.
Like, show me your product. Let's do Shark Tank, but for street fairs.
Yes. Yes.
Because I want to, I think we could make some of these stands better. We could make them sell more. We could help them.
I feel like they lost the eye of the tiger years ago. Okay, so the thrill of the hunt, thrill of the chase.
Yeah.
The tiger, it's the thrill of the fight.
The fight. Yes.
He's not hunting. They're fighting.
They're
in Rocky.
fighting. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys have a friend.
Yes.
Yeah,
just
we have
one
our friends. Yeah, we share them.
Whose
He's
turn is
great.
it? Do you share by week or how does it work?
It's 70-30. So she has him all week. I get him Tuesdays and Wednesdays after work.
Is that
So-
disorienting for him to have to go back and forth?
Yeah, and then I get every other weekend. So
Okay.
Robin has 70.
We started out nesting with him.
Yeah.
So Wendy and I would move in and out
To the farmer's
and
market.
leave Brian
But it
there.
was hard because I had my family too. They were
Yeah.
like, "Why do you move in with one guy for a part of the week?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"Mind your own fucking business."
Seriously.
But
it's
but then
worked
I
for
got
us.
then I had to get a divorce from that family and started nesting there and sharing out too. It just
Right.
got really complicated.
Yeah.
Where mostly I would just sit outside all week because I
Yeah.
didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
Wendy and I communicate on a co-parenting app.
We have a
I've never
co-parenting
texted
app
with her.
called Family Wizard. And because we were fighting all the time, me
All
and
the
Robin,
time. We
about
needed an
him because he
intermediary.
went, well, like for instance, he had a cello performance and Robin wouldn't
Mhm.
bring the cello back to the nesting
It's too
apartment,
big. It's too big.
even though he had a performance. So of course he felt upset. He showed up at
Right.
the Philharmonic with no cello because his other friend wouldn't bring it for him.
Mhm.
It's
Well-
hard to explain that to your boss at the Philharmonic, you know?
But
Oh,
I
wow.
wrote
He
him
was
a
at the
note.
Philharmonic.
I wrote him. Yeah, he's a really good cello player.
Really good cello player. Yeah.
And I was like,
we support
maybe
that.
I was like, I can't have this in the house.
Uh-huh.
I'm worried that it's gonna. I'm just worried about it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't let him have it, so I gave it to Out of the Closet and Atwater, his cello.
She gave away, even though he's a professional cello player, she
Yeah.
gave it away. So
Well,
I
it's
don't
just
think she
easy
should
to
have
drop
70% custody of this.
Right.
friend
I'm surprised she
because-
got 70% custody
well,
to begin
she
with.
fucked the judge,
Oh.
to be honest.
She
It's
it's
true.
true. He's the best, though. He's great.
The
That-
judge?
We're also
Yes.
both now
He's
fucking the judge and sharing him.
yes. We nest
sharing
with
the
the
judge.
judge.
Yeah.
Well,
we nest
and
the judge in his chambers.
And he's very fair. He doesn't feel
Right.
like he
Really
likes one of us
fair.
over the other. He's incredibly impartial.
It's a-
He's very impartial and married. He also has a wife.
yeah,
so
he
that's
nests, too,
complex.
with his
Wow.
With his wife.
No one talks about the strategy of how to get away with crime, which is
Right.
fuck the judge.
Fuck the judge.
Always, you guys always fuck the judge.
Yeah.
You find out where he lives or where
Well,
she
'cause
lives.
usually the judge is like, if you see them on TV or in the movies, they go in and it's like everyone else in the show is hot, and then you go to the judge's chamber and the
Yeah.
judge is like a grumpy man in
Yeah.
a big robe. It's like
Just
Job of the Hutt.
Just
Yeah.
needs to get laid.
yeah.
Yeah, you go in and it's like just like a guy laying on a thing or whatever, like Job of the Hutt
Uh-huh.
did, you know? Although
The
Job of the Hutt
chambers.
fucked.
But were you? Oh yeah.
It is sexy
People.
to have
Oh,
sex
yeah.
in
People.
chambers.
Were
Chambers.
Were you guys attracted to the judge though?
Oh yeah.
To the
Yeah,
power?
I
he
mean,
was-
are
yeah.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
You're on, when you get to say Your Honor.
And he leaves the robe on, which is helpful, and
Yeah.
uses the gavel.
It's just the
Oh,
robe, and there's a
God.
hole. The robe has a glory hole,
Oh.
so that's what they call it.
People
a
don't know
glory hole
that.
robe.
Yeah.
But they've always had that from the beginning. So like early judges in early colonial America
when they
were
invented
also-
justice.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear this? This has been amusing me all day. You know how Trump is on trial for fraud today in New York?
Oh, sure. He's
And
like always on trial.
he doesn't have a jury trial. Do you know why?
Why?
Because his defense team forgot to check the box requesting jury. They totally planned for
Whoa.
jury,
Just
and then
forgot?
and then they're like, "Where's the
Bench
jury?"
trial.
And they're like, "You didn't request a jury," and so now he has a judge.
Best and the brightest.
Well, I hope
That's
he's listening to this podcast
incredible.
because
yeah,
think you
because
guys
now
offered
you
some
know
tips.
to fuck him,
Yeah,
and
maybe he will. I mean, I don't know.
you never know.
Probably should.
wait, who's this Brian that you guys share?
Brian Gaddis.
Brian Gass, wonderful actor, wonderful friend.
Really funny guy. He's been on Bob's. He's been on Great North.
Yeah.
He's
he did.
he's very
He was
funny.
on Diary of a Future President.
His partner
Wonderful.
is also a very good actor.
His partner Connor
Barrett.
and I went to college together, so that's
Yeah.
how I know Brian.
I have to say, since listeners might be thinking it right now, people have brought up to me in comments before, they think you guys have very similar voices.
Oh,
Really?
Yes, not after hearing you together, but like hearing
you know
you
what?
We do.
separately.
so
What?
when I came in the house, Robin was sitting around the corner talking, and I thought it was Wendy.
Whoa, Wendy, I'm sorry. That's bad news for you because my voice.
No, she's
sucks.
a voice actor.
No, but like my normal nasal Jewish voice, like gets made fun of a lot.
I have a nasal voice too, so maybe that's what the
Okay.
resemblance is. I've always had a kind of a adenoidal kind of
Okay.
voice.
Yeah.
Now
Maybe
that
I could drop a little deeper for this one.
I don't think we
Oh.
sound that much alike. But then again, I don't really know what my voice sounds like. I don't listen to myself back a lot because I'm embarrassed of myself. And I don't glory in hearing myself talking. So I don't totally know that much. I know how I sound on Bob's, but that's very thin. It's like I'm doing a voice when I do that character. That's the only one I've ever heard. So
I'm listening now, trying to listen through the audience's ears. Because I have never thought it myself when I've heard Robin talking or heard Wendy talking. I've never thought it. But then I sort of get it when they... But now that I'm hearing the two of you, Jeff, what do you think? There's a bit of a
At first, I
similarity.
thought so, and then when you're talking to each other, it gets similar. But when you were both talking to Allison, then there was some space between them.
I think my voice is more thin. Like that's the whole reason that I'm that character. I'm positive because it's like this. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just it's like thin. I think of it as like not a robust voice. It's
Quack. Oh my God.
What?
that is-
Okay, this is my new favorite drop. Did you know that apparently ducks can put half their brain to sleep and like so that they are like kind of always awake so that they're not, sitting
case.
prey. Yes. So we were talking about this and then Robin said,
Quack. That's the duck falling asleep. That's half of the quack.
Oh.
And then the other part is like quack. Like it's competing with itself.
yeah.
I
need to
That
know
is
that.
a robust quack. No, I'm just
Can you do a thin quack?
quack.
Yeah, see, that's what I think
Quack.
I'm more like. Like I barely want to be visible. So my voice reflects that. But maybe I'm wrong.
I need to find out if this is true that ducks can really put half their brain to sleep because I started as a TikTok channel called Dunkin' Ducks.
Oh.
Because like the duck likes something from Dunkin' Donuts or something.
Hmm.
And it's this woman, or so I thought, who has a whole bunch of ducks. They're like mini ducks, which I didn't even know existed. They like can fit in the... What would you say? They're like 2/3 the size of what you imagine a white
Yeah.
duck is, I
Yeah,
would
they're
say,
like
or like
this
half. Yeah, they're really cute. She has they're named and they're adorable, and I'm a real duck fan.
Great.
So then I followed her over to Instagram. And then at some point, I don't know how long this has been going on, but like when she started her channel, she was 17.
Whoa.
So when I say I'm taking duck info from a woman, it's actually, I think it might be a girl. But anyway, she's the one who said they can put half their brains to sleep.
I believe her. A 17-year-old who's been studying ducks? That's better
Yeah.
than
That's true. It's like a 13-year-old who
Believe
knows about
women,
horses.
Believe women.
believe women.
I'm being part of the problem.
Yes.
I literally believe everything women say now.
Yeah,
No matter
good.
what it is.
Good, yeah,
Mhm.
good.
That's how woke I am.
Do you believe me? I wish I had done that one.
Yeah.
Do you believe me and Wendy when we say
course.
our husband is the same person who's a judge?
Why would I
Wait.
doubt
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, you married him?
I did.
Oh no,
I
this is
thought-
bad news for me.
I'm so
I didn't know
sorry.
you got married.
He married
you,
us.
you guys. No, that
He
makes
did the
sense.
ceremony
Oh, wait,
too.
can judges do that? They could just marry.
They can marry
themselves.
themselves to anyone, whether that person wants to or not.
They have that
Yeah.
power.
You could, everyone
That's
out there
what
could be
happened,
married to a
Wendy.
judge and they
If
don't.
they get you to
Well,
both
it's
look
not
in the
your
mirror
fault,
and then he
Ye-
can marry
right.
himself in the
That's
mirror.
the witness.
Yeah.
Yeah, he forced me to marry him.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry.
It's
Wow.
fine. It's cool. I mean, it's fine
Yeah.
as long
I mean,
as
I do have another family, so I guess it's. I have
Do you
Brian,
mean yours?
my family,
Right.
and the judge,
yeah.
which is a lot.
But wait, you guys have a co-parenting app you use that helps
Yeah,
you get
Family
along?
Family
Wizard.
Wizard. Family Wizard.
And how does this help with things?
It's just so like we don't have to communicate with each
You
other,
want a third
right?
party.
There's a third party involved.
I think
a
so.
wizard.
I do know someone who uses one of those, and the person they have to communicate with is an absolute piece of shit. One of the worst pieces of shit on earth.
Ugh.
Who I could just absolutely, yeah, he's a bad person. But it's funny because it's like now they're supposed to communicate on that, and he's just a piece of shit on that. Like
Right.
it's not any different.
Is there oversight on the app though?
That's
Like,
such a,
I don't.
There's a
really
wizard.
know.
We use the illegal one that you don't have to pay for. So
Ours is it's illegal. It's it's And there's a lot of trolls come on and get involved. You know, there's a lot of, like, you'll be communicating about your friend or your judge, and then a troll will come on there and just, like, put up a dick pic and, a bunch of racist memes. And you're like,
so
wait, hold on.
We're trying to
But we don't have to pay. Otherwise, you have to pay, like, $1.99 a month. And we're not going to pay
not worth
that.
it. No, it's not worth it. But it's, I've seen a lot of
Is that
dicks
is it
lately
just
on the
Twitter?
internet.
It is owned by Family Wizard is owned by Elon Musk. He's the wizard in question.
I think Elon Musk is the third party who's as oversight of us.
Yeah,
he's the one that's like
he's probably
us.
putting all that stuff up
Yeah.
there.
Wait, when you say it's illegal, like, how do you mean the app is illegal?
It's banned.
It's banned in this country.
It's a dark web app.
It's a web. It's an
web
app
app.
that could be used for a lot of different group things, and we use it for group parenting.
Yeah, Family Wizard is
So, group parenting, sex trafficking.
Yeah,
you know, whatever.
I think the cartels use it.
Yeah,
it's
move, encrypted
to move fentanyl.
Yes,
FamilyWizard.com.
Okay,
I genuinely think the one that the person I know has to use is called Family Wizard.
This is a different Family Wizard.
It's a different Family Wizard. It's spelled WIXLLMNOPZARD.
Oh wow, but pronounced Family Wizard.
Family Wizard. The letters in the middle are all silent.
But like for real, if you use a parenting app, and I don't know if any of us know the answer to this, is there like let's just say it's me, I don't have an ex-husband, but let's say I had an ex-husband with a kid, and it's contentious, so I can't really communicate with him directly, and I'm like, Billy's gonna be ready at 3:00. Is there a person that we're texting to who's then texting
That's
to
what I'm wondering too. Do you know,
person?
Wendy?
I wonder if it's like non-deletable or something.
Oh.
I'm wondering, because I literally haven't asked my friend who has to use it why they use it. I think it is because I think texts and things like that are more like private and not a
public.
website.
You've got eyes on it, so you can't say things
maybe
that
you can't delete off of it. I'm guessing, so that if somebody's being a piece of shit, like this piece of shit, it just exists on there being shitty.
It's the non-delete, but I think it's also like you can't intimidate, bully, or try to manipulate.
Right, it has rules. Probably.
Because people are watching, and so it's exposed.
So there are people watching. There's
I'm not sure,
but I don't think a third party is.
Right.
That would be a fun job for me. I would love to be the oversight person on a Family Wizard app and just be like, this guy is out of bounds. He's out of bounds and she's right. Or reverse it and just be like.
Right.
And you'd just be thinking this in your head, though?
No, I'd type it to them. I'd be like, you guys, like, it's so obvious why you got divorced. Like, she's such a bitch. Or vice versa. Like, he's a dirtbag, you know? Mm-hmm. I would like to just be able to text all divorced parents my thoughts on their marriage.
You should start an app.
I will.
My thoughts.
My
wizard.
thoughts.
My thoughts wizard.
When did wizarding, I guess Harry Potter, but like when did it become so popular in non-wizard circumstances? For example, there's like Baby Name Wizard, which I think is an app.
It's an early.
What's that?
It was like a computer thing.
And why are wizards so positive and witches are seen as it's not Baby Name Witch? That feels like a curse.
True.
But witches and wizards are supposed to be the flip side of the coin.
Family witch.
Yeah,
Family
witch. That's
Every
what you
family
could
has
be.
one.
Yeah.
You could be Family Witch.
I'll be Family Witch. And I'll be like, you guys suck and you should have gotten divorced.
Witches are very positive in our house with our son.
Yeah.
It's not negative in our house.
Hey, there's been no
Witch
talk
positive.
of the
No, but
curse that we
fully-
put on ourselves.
he's
Do you know
fully
about the Burbank
expecting.
Witch?
No.
Okay, so
How long have you lived in Burbank? You don't know about the
Long
Burbank Witch?
time.
how many years ago did this start? Like 3, maybe.
2 or 3.
It started because at his preschool they have some tree where if they do something or other, then like cookies appear the next day. And he was so excited about it. And I don't know, somehow I decided we can do something like that at home. So we came up with I came up with the Burbank Witch who leaves them a present or something.
Allison was like, do something. I don't know what it is you wanted him to do.
It might have been a bribe. It might have
was
been
a
like
bribe.
trying
if
to
you do this,
like brush your
Elliot,
teeth or something.
Then the Burbank Witch will leave you a present, and then she's like, "Okay, good night, honey." And then I have to like come up with the thing that is left and everything. And then
it also involves a letter from the Burbank Witch, which Daniel has written each year.
he did this. The first year we did this, the first night it was like intoxicating for him, and so he did it like several nights, and so every night I'm like.
We were like going
Writing
through
notes.
our own items to figure out what we could give him because we didn't have like fresh gifts.
And then at the end of that year, I was like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go away, but on Halloween, I didn't want this to be like an every day of October sort of situation. And
Daniel has been very upset that I created this.
There's going to come a time when he realizes that we've been lying about all this shit, and I don't know if he's going to take it very well.
That's part of growing up. But there's an app for it.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Wizard?
the Crushing Your Dreams Wizard.
Have you must have been through this with your older or with some of your kids, right?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
The oldest one, finding out there's not magical beings,
Yeah.
they absorbed it from their peers. And so by the time I asked, I said, so do you know, what do you think about Santa? And he's like, I know. And we were like, oh, when did you know? He's like, well, last year I kind of guessed, and this year I know. And it wasn't
a like, how could you?
When I think about it, it didn't sound like I was like to my parents, like, you fucking liars, you fucking pieces of crap. Like, I mean, you just absorb it. You begin to rationally understand. But there's a lot of things, like, it just comes along with figuring the world out, I think. But like, yeah, I mean, your parents were being nice in inventing these
He's
things,
starting to, so Owen has something that he needs to give up.
His pacifier.
His pacifier. And so there's this thing that we bought books, and these books talk about the pacifier fairy, which is not something I'd ever heard of, which is basically you tell the kid, put all your pacifiers in this envelope, and then the pacifier fairy will come and give you a present or whatever.
And give them to babies who need them or something.
Yeah, give them to babies who need the pacifiers. And so we've tried that with Owen, like, hey, and Elliot knows that there's no pacifier fairy. And he knows that we have something that we will give him if he gives up the pacifier. And there's this kind of like, if you're lying about that, you can kind of see the gears turning a little. But there is that point. I remember you finding out and not, telling your parents because you don't want the gravy train to stop. So you pretend, So.
Yeah.
Right.
You see how much joy it gives your parents.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing it for them.
So, Wendy, so I was a guest on These Are Those Tapes, which is Wendy and Dave's improv podcast. I had the best time. But off air, you said that you are trying to go to bed earlier.
Yes.
How is this going for you? Because
last night I went to bed at 10.
What?
Oh my gosh.
Great.
What?
And don't you feel great?
Although I will say
PM?
the 2 nights, I know, the 2 nights before we went, what did we do? We had 2 nights out. So I went out. Oh, first I went out with some moms on Friday night, and we went to Don Cuco and got very wild and then I didn't go to bed till like midnight maybe, but I went out, and then the next night we went out again.
What?
Because my friend had a show at 10 o'clock at the Elysian.
I think you had mentioned this.
So we went out twice in a row. So I did go to bed at 10, but I was proud of myself that I went. Then I was like, I'm going to bed. I'm going to get 8 hours of sleep.
And you did it?
I did it.
Do you feel good?
No. I'm just old, I think an old person such as myself should sleep 12 to 17 hours
I
a night.
agree with you.
So
I agree.
what I would really like to do is go to bed at 1 a.m. and sleep till 10 or 11, like
That's
a
right.
normal
Yes.
person. That's
Yes.
the downside
Healthy.
of parenting is you have to change into someone who, if you want to sleep, has to go to bed at 10 like a fucking nerd.
It's a great
Sucks.
time to go to bed.
Now-
I'm a big fan of
Hate
it.
it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Robin is a
Hate it.
morning person. Did you get in bed and like go to bed, or did you like look at your phone for an hour and a half like I would?
Milo our oldest went to bed at 9, so then we watched some show, and then I was like, time for bed, and went to sleep. But I was tired. No, I can't get in bed and go to sleep. That's psychotic.
Right.
You
Yeah,
get
that
in
is
bed
psychotic.
and you watch a show or you look at TikTok or whatever.
Right.
For at least 45 minutes.
Yes.
So that's the trick. You got to get in the bed at like 9:15 if you want to go to bed. at
Right.
10.
Oh! You got in bed at 9. you
Oh
mean.
yeah. Once Milo went to bed, I was like, I'm getting in bed. Look at me. Yeah.
And did Jeff get in bed at the same time?
He did.
Amazing. I see, Daniel.
And then the judge calls.
I think that's a good
Oh
step.
boy.
Yeah.
Getting into the bed is the key.
I feel
Getting
like
into the bed
right.
is key. I pee like 45 times before I actually fall asleep.
Sure, yeah.
So I have to leave time for all that back and forth. And I have to leave time to pretend to read the book that I'm reading, at least, to just like not feel bad about it. So you have to leave yourself time. I have found that since COVID, if I have a lot of stuff to do the next day, I have a lot of anxiety about it.
This is just since COVID?
Yeah. It's like if I have like 2 things the next day.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Speaking of even during the strike, like if it was like picket and then get your nails done before the reunion, I would be like, so like it's just, I have to get in bed a lot earlier now.
What reunion?
Hey, well, this coming Thursday, I'm leaving for my college reunion.
Oh my gosh.
Is
Yeah.
Connor going?
No, he's 2 years ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
But I think he went 2 years ago.
Okay.
I wish he was going, but I actually don't want to go. But my nephew is now at the college I went to, so that'll be really special to see him there. But it's there. I guess what I'm saying is that's a wrap on reunions. There's only so many reunitings you can really do, you know?
Jeff, I keep sniffing into the mic. Can you make sure to turn that up in the mix? I don't know why I'm doing that. Well, probably because my nose is running. Okay. This is your what year college reunion?
25.
Wow. Have you been to any college reunion before?
Yes. I was at the 20th.
How was it?
It was so fun. I don't want to go to this one. Like it was so much fun that I feel like we did it and I don't feel the need to try and repeat that. And yeah, it's just in a way, I would say it's almost too emotional for me to go back there because I just like had the best time and like learned
in college
yeah. That like, I just want to kind of leave. I don't know how much you can go back personally.
Now, have you coordinated with people that you went to college with to make sure they're going, et cetera? Okay.
Yeah.
Wendy, have you been? So Wendy and I went to college
I know.
together. Have you been to any of the reunions?
I haven't, but as I said, I just saw our friend Jessica from college, and she did go to the last one.
She did.
And I said, maybe I'll go to the next one. I feel like now I'm old enough, who cares?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think, but I've never, and I'm going to my high school reunion this weekend.
I went to my high school reunion.
I've never been to one. I got talked into it and I was like, I guess I'll go. And then my friend who I thought was the least likely person to go, I was on the fence. And then she texted me and she's like, are you going? Because it's a different Allison, obviously. But this other Allison is like telling me I should go.
Allison?
And I'm nesting with her too. I share 2 Allisons and you guys nest me. That's what I've
that's
come
what we
up with.
did.
You
Right.
guys
Such
are
a
gonna
good
nest
setup.
me.
It's yeah.
I go
it's
back and forth between you and this other Allison. But no, my friend said that this other girl, Allison, that she's still friends with, like talked her into going. And I was like, you're going? And then I was like, okay, I'll go with you because I have to have your back.
Yeah.
You know, so we're going. I mean, but nothing's going to happen. You just feel like, because when you think of high school, you're like, I better get a friend.
Yes.
Right.
Like, I better get a fucking friend to go with me.
We should write a group book about reunions and how to go and call it "Are You Going?" Because that's the only thing you care about is are your friends going? You're not going to go alone.
And I'm going to go a little late so that most people will have been drinking a lot already.
So smart.
So then I can just get in the mix for like, and then if I'm like 45 minutes later, I'm like, nope, then I can leave.
Mm-hmm.
Where are they holding it?
down near the beach. Down
Okay.
where I went to school.
So I went to one of the college reunions. It was many years ago. Could it have been like 15? I don't remember. But I remember Tamara, that was one of your friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
She came up and she's like, have you seen Wendy? And I said, I don't think she's at this one. But that was not a story worth retelling. I just wanted you to know, 15 years ago, she wondered where you were. Not 15, however many it was. 10? I don't know. But yeah, if you're going to go to the next college one, I'll go.
You, me, Jessica. We'll talk Caroline into
Yes.
it. We'll get the whole group.
There weren't that many people. Like, I don't think any of my good friends were there. There were a lot of people I knew.
Right.
But yeah, I feel like it has to do with getting the right group of people. But then also, like we were talking about inside, I had friends, and I think you did too, who are older. So it's like they really should do like 4 years at a time.
You're right.
Not
They
like,
should.
I think they do like, people who graduated, it's like 5-year spans.
Yeah.
I think they did that for my high school. They were like, if you graduated between like 92 and 94, come to the Sagebrush Cantina Sunday night.
See, that's smart because then it's a bunch of people.
Because then, there's more people. But I had gone to that Young Actors Space reunion earlier in August, and that was so mind blowing to me for many different reasons that I just feel like a reunion requires a certain level of energy. And I totally had that energy in mid-August. I do not have it now. And it also is requiring me to get on a plane.
Yeah.
So, there's like, I'm excited. I'll be so happy once I'm there. But,
what do you mean by a certain amount of energy? Because I nodded like, yes, I understand that. But then I'm like, well, there's a few different ways you could mean that.
Just so you have to have a lot of social energy because there's a lot of people, that you're mingling with. There's a lot of saying hi, pretending you remember people that you don't. I think for me, I have a lot of misplaced maternal energy that I put towards my nieces and nephews because I don't have children. And I feel like I'm going to freak out when I see my nephew there because I'm obsessed with him. And it's just going to be like, I'm going to be a week from today. I'm going to be like, bury me in the ground. But
will you have a thin voice?
Yeah, I'll be so tired.
Yeah.
I'll just be
me,
tired.
like
I'll
me.
be like, what's going
Permanently
on?
tired. Getting to bed at 10.
Where's my nap wizard?
I've said this on the show before, but everyone I mentioned that I was going to my high school reunion, their reaction was, why? That sounds awful. Oh my God, why would you ever do that? Have you encountered this reaction?
No, because you guys are the only ones who know now.
Oh, okay.
Our little secret, and I'm going to kill you all at the end of this.
Oh,
and then
no.
I'm still going to go to it. So I don't know
Is-
why I killed you.
Is Jeff going with you?
Yeah.
Okay, I did not bring Daniel.
The best thing you ever did for me. Thank
Yes. And I was surprised that there weren't that many spouses there. Maybe it'll be different for
Maybe
yours.
people want to go wild,
That's what I was wondering.
Want to rekindle.
Yes.
Maybe they're thinking of rekindling.
Perhaps.
My sister had a bunch of her friends because they all turned 50. They all met in Vegas because they live all over the country. It was like, there were like 15 of them in this Airbnb in Vegas, and they've been really good friends for all these years. And I was like, so who hooked up? And she was like, nobody. And I was like, but somebody had to have hooked up. Like, you don't I'm just saying people hook up.
You don't know that they did. They went in the laundry room.
Right. I just hope people hooked up. I hope people do hook up at reunions because that's probably a lot of fun.
How could they not? They're human beings.
I always just hope everyone hooks up,
Yeah.
Have you been on Hookup Wizard?
A
A third party decides if you hook up, and you have to because it's a cartel person.
Also, if a
watching.
judge decides you have to hook up.
Yeah, there's a judge on there. There's a cartel guy on there.
There's a lot
and
of
a
people
real
to answer to
wizard
on the wizard.
Okay, so speaking of cartels or what have you.
Yeah, let's talk about cartels. What could go wrong?
Have you been wishing you could be part of it? I'm just pretending I had like a cartel read.
Like Cartelligent?
Sorry, whoever's foot. I
It
just
was
can't.
me.
No,
Cartelligent.
we use Cartelligent.
I
oh
use
my God, my
Cartelligent.
voice is cracking over Cartelligent.
It's a car broker.
They're very good at what they do.
That's how we got.
Oh, it's not an app that connects cartels to potential customers.
Intelligent people.
Yeah, that's so funny. I used them too.
Yeah. Sam has a Cartelligent license plate.
I had a Cartelligent license plate frame until I took my car to get serviced at the dealer, which I think was not it was many years ago. And then they swapped out the license plate frame for their branded frame. And I thought, I feel like you should ask before you do that.
No, that's private property.
That'd be like if I slapped an Allison Rosen is your new best friend sticker on someone's butt as they walked by, which I think I should do actually.
Do it.
That's a fun idea.
Yes.
Do it.
There was something I was about to say. Oh, yes. Speaking of cartels. Okay. Has anyone here actually perused the dark web? I know Daniel has because you haven't.
No. Why would I do that?
Oh, so you just have a sense of what's on there?
Yeah. I mean, I've read about it. I've done like light research on what it is, but I'm not going to go there.
Here's what I don't understand. Sorry, this is going to sound so stupid. Where is it?
It's not. So it's my
It's
understanding.
an idea, Wendy.
If there's just the web,
Well, it's
what the
I
fuck
think-
is the dark web?
I think you have to-
literally
you
do
get-
not understand.
you
it's
have to get
websites
it.
you can only access if
I feel
you
ill already.
have like disguised your you have to go through this thing called Tor, which is like a
TOR,
program that
right?
disguises your identity and your location and everything, so everything becomes anonymous. And then I think that's the only way you can open these websites. I don't know how you get a directory of these websites. And
I thought it's like through Tor.
Yeah, through Tor.
Why does Tor exist then? Why don't they just shut down Tor?
I don't think it's actually illegal.
Tor is just, it's not.
Tor's just like a big anonymizer. Like political dissidents use it and journalists and things like that.
There are people who believe that Tor was actually created, though, by the CIA in order to track illegal activity. So it's like they think it's anonymous, but it's not really anonymous. Who knows? But that's
then wouldn't they catch like everyone all the time?
Well, they have caught a lot of people.
They have caught everyone all the time.
Well, no, not everyone, but like I'm just saying. Listen,
I think that if you're disguising your IP address, and by the way, I almost did so that I could write a letter to an editor in a local paper in Vermont, which is a separate story.
Well, I want to hear that story though.
But I think if you're in a place in your life where you're like disguise identity, check. Tor, check. Like something's gone horribly wrong. And if you're listening to this and you've done it, you can get out of it. Get out now. You know what I mean? Just
is there a benign use for doing that? I mean, like,
well, go ahead.
No, I remember when I read about it was like on Gawker when they would talk about like Silk Road where people would go to get drugs
Silk Road was
or
the big
whatever.
one
Some people would go on to get drugs,
right? And wasn't there a big? The reason it was on Gawker though is because there was like a bit like something happened with some guy that was involved with Silk Road, right? I think a murder or something.
Yeah, probably.
Jeff,
I'm sure.
Have you ever looked at the dark web?
No. I've actually kind of wondered. Like, I don't want to know what it is, and it's that same kind of thing of like, even if I peep it,
I don't want to see it.
Like, I don't want to know it's there. I don't know what's going on, and I'm kind of curious. And then also, same thing. It was like. Just the fact that you know where it is, I feel like gets you on some crazy list.
Yeah. Well, so that's the question. Is it I know illegal activity occurs on it, but is it illegal just to look at it?
Probably not, but just the fact that you're poking around there.
Right.
Like, I just don't need
But, like, I don't know, if you were on there and it downloaded some cookie on your computer with a picture of something that might get you in trouble. I don't
picture
know.
of a cookie.
I think more than anything, I don't want to look. It's the black market, and so like. If you know what's on how the black market works in this world, you know that it's not a place you want your brain to visit. You know, it's just like it's ugly and dark. It's dark, and I just don't want to see it.
Yeah,
I'd rather be ignorant.
I don't even want to watch Law and Order SVU.
Yeah,
really?
No, I did used to like to watch Law and Order SVU.
Yeah,
but I just mean like there's just certain things I know they exist.
Yeah, it's too upsetting.
And I can't stop them. I'm not in any position to stop anything that's happening. And so I don't feel like knowing more about it would just terrify the shit out of me, I think, because I'm very easily scared. So it would not be for me, I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay, one more thing to file under Tech Talk, which is a little sting that I need.
Yep.
Because you mentioned cookies. Okay, typically when I go to a website, and that thing comes up asking, do I want to allow cookies? Then I click into it and then I like select, I only want the necessary one or reject all or whatever. It's always an extra annoying step.
Yes.
And then Elliot Kalin, or it might have been Will Hines. And the reason I am confusing them is because I was actually in New York, I took a class through UCB and they were both in it. If people know if they are familiar with them, then you'll know who I mean. And if not, then I didn't need to take this aside. Okay. Tweeted for the last time, yes, I accept cookies. I always accept cookies.
Mm-hmm.
And then he and I had it back and forth because
You don't.
No, but he does. And he meant computer cookies, not actual cookies.
When I read that tweet,
you know what I'm talking about?
I thought he meant real cookies.
I did too. But then he clarified to me, like, yeah, we had. But anyway, so then I was like, maybe it's just easier to accept all cookies.
They make it easier on purpose.
No, they do. But I mean, maybe there's not a reason that I have to like. So I was like, fine, I'll just accept cookies for a little while, and now I'm back to like, no, I don't want to. Does anyone know?
I don't.
I feel like Jeff might know.
I always
You do?
accept. I don't know what else to do. What happens?
You just go and you say other options.
Yeah.
And then select your choices.
It's tedious.
And it says like strictly necessary cookies.
Yes.
And then you just click accept.
I'll do that with my wizard.
What's the question though?
The question
Should
is...
you? The question, should you accept cookies or?
The question is, how much of a difference in our lives does it actually make if we're accepting all or taking the extra time to do strictly necessary? And what is it they're collecting if we are doing accept all?
If you do accept all, they can put little cookies on there that just track pretty much all of your
Everything
activity.
you do, all your dark web stuff.
Yeah, all
Where
of
you
your-
go
God.
on.
My cookies are going to be like the cookies of like a 7th grader.
Yeah, that's the thing. I guess if they're tracking me, they're gonna see like how many times I watch Facebook Reels now, which is my new obsession.
Really?
Oh, have you guys discovered?
I did, and
Christian
I
moms getting
immediately-
ready for work.
No.
Oh, wait, what?
Okay, or no, most of them don't work. It is Christian moms getting ready for their day, and I don't know why it's a genre, but I simply cannot stop. And,
Please tell me everything.
Okay, so sorry, Daniel, though you had something first.
No, I want to hear this.
Okay. It is just the first one I found. She's like a mother of 4, and they're almost all the same. And that's why I'm like, is there a simulation? And did they make too many of her? Because it's like always an attractive
There's
one.
a
She's always
surplus.
attractive.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the Reels algorithm prefers attractive. And it's like she gets up and it's yawn, and her bedroom looks super nice, and then it's like these puffy headbands. They all have this puffy.
Oh, yes,
headband
I've seen
you
that.
use to push your hair back.
Yes.
Oh.
Then they do their face care routine and oils, and then they like pop their hand on the camera, so then their makeup's on.
Is it magic
And
every
then-
time when they do
Oh,
that?
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
That's great.
I want to be a Christian mom getting ready for the day. That's what I want to be. It is always still dark out. Like they're
Mhm.
getting up early, and then most of them use a coffee pod machine as opposed to like a coffee pot.
Sure.
Or they have iced, and then you see the cream go in. It just looks great.
Mhm.
It looks like a great coffee. And then they usually throw down like a notebook and a Bible on like a fluffy chair before their kids and husband are
Aw.
even
Oh.
up there
Reading the
Bibling,
Bible in the
and they
morning.
are
And journaling.
about stuff in the morning. And then they I know. Yeah.
It's
And then
good.
they
It's
go wake
healthy.
up like one adorable child and then 2 more. And then they do like perfect little bento box lunch boxes for all of the kids. They close them. And then it's like mop, spray the counter. Like it's just,
Jeez.
Wow.
it's just very soothing to watch. And I
believe this is
love
the
it.
trad wife stuff, right? Which is traditional
yes.
wife, but these are Christian trad
Trad.
wives.
But I think I think most trad wives
They're
are
usually Christian.
Christians,
Probably,
right?
yeah.
Oh, and then there's have you guys checked out Ballerina Farm on Instagram?
No, what am I
Okay.
doing?
Yeah, you
I just
guys
look at
gotta check this
ducks.
shit out. So Ballerina Farm she is Mrs. American right now. Not Miss America, not
Okay.
Mrs. America.
Mrs. American.
Which I feel like I don't know, maybe it's like I don't understand. I think it's like MAGA wife of the year, basically.
Okay.
She has 7 children. She does live in Utah. They are Mormon. She's also very gorgeous, and she used to be a ballerina, and now she's married to the son of the the person who owns JetBlue. So she's like, it's giving Dust Bowl culture. Like I'm in an apron. This is the little corner of my kitchen. I'm just making my bread for my 7 kids.
Like
But
homesteaders.
her father-in-law's worth at least $500 million. So there's like so much being hidden. It's like, it's sort of like gassing you up on sort of like impoverished rural culture. But this woman has $500 million waiting in the wings. And I just can't like,
Is their house nice?
you can't really tell.
Oh, okay.
There's some rooms that seem like empty and just full of wood or whatever, but she's
Probably
like
a set.
hiding how rich she is.
She wants to be relatable.
I guess. I don't know.
Ballerina
Or maybe it's
Farm.
all part of it. Just makes your brain explode. And then I watched this. I don't mean to go on a rant, but then
No,
I watched
please.
this Belgian movie from the 1970s that I can't recommend enough. And it's called Jean Dielman, or you're probably supposed to say it Frenchy, like Jean Dielman or whatever. And it is the most mind-boggling movie I've ever seen. You can watch it on Prime for like $3.99. It's a female filmmaker from the 70s, and it just got voted
This is
best
the one, the
movie
best
ever.
movie ever. Yeah.
So, but
By
I
who?
strongly recommend the director Chantal Ackerman, and I can't believe we don't know her name like we know Martin Scorsese's name.
People
So
are starting
of course
to
we don't.
realize that she's been overlooked as a really
Incredible.
important
This
filmmaker.
movie, I
Yeah.
mean, it took me 3 days to watch it. So, but even
It's
with
really
that,
slow, right? It's very deliberate pace.
By
3 days
slow,
long.
though, you mean like the gathering horror is
Yeah.
unparalleled. It is-
Wow.
it's-
Wait,
you-
I don't know if I can handle this.
No, you can. It's not horror like a horror movie.
Right.
It's psychologically. And then watch some of these Facebook things
Ooh.
of women getting ready for the day. There's almost like a conversation about like female domestic
I know what
life
we're doing
to
this
be
weekend.
had by watching all of this shit together. And I did all this during the strike, and I was like, oh boy, like I don't even know if I have my thoughts about it gathered yet. Of like now these women, every woman kind of can glamorize her own domestic routine, whereas the movie sort of shows the gathering horror of the domestic routine. It's like a lot to think about. Highly recommend all of these things. I love these Christian wives.
Do the Christian wives have the full makeup on before they sit down with their journals?
It depends.
Okay.
Some people are doing their journaling and then the makeup. Some people, it's just a house cleaning video. But the thing is, I'm not putting down having a domestic routine. It's just that these ones also, most of the women, they look incredible. And
They're
I think
filming
they know they're very beautiful,
Yeah.
but they're also like Christian moms who like, they're asking people to kind of look at their face and bodies at the same time. It's a lot to think about.
It's a
lot to
fetish.
think
So
about.
interesting.
Maybe.
I mean, it's not a fetish in the sense that anyone's like, getting off on it, but they're fetishizing themselves. They're fetishizing the lifestyle.
But also, I think I have to every morning, Jeff and I switch off every morning. But when I get up, it is like, okay, I'm up. I go downstairs. I have to do all the lunches. I have to do the breakfast. I have to do the this. I have to do the that. But it doesn't in any way match what's happening to these women on Facebook. Like, I'm not organized. I smell. I don't brush my teeth. So it's like, it's just, I think I like them because I'd like to be like that in some ways. I'd love to wake up at 5:15 and get all this shit done and then start my day. Like, it's not happening, but
this
I
feels
think
like
it's a
something
fantasy
someone
for
could,
me, sort of.
Someone could really do a lot of research on what's going on here, because it's like there's this aspirational aspect to it where it's like, I am showing you something that you can strive for but not achieve.
Yes.
And there's something about that it seems inherent in a lot of Christian culture, which is like having this ideal that you're aiming towards, but you never can quite be that virtuous. You can never be that good.
And in addition to all of the work that she's doing to get her family ready,
Right.
ostensibly she's producing a video every
Right.
morning. or
Yes.
whatever. It's like
Too.
that takes
She's
time.
Probably with
positioning the
editing and
camera.
everything.
Yeah.
She's positioning the camera.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's sort of like women have taken it back, that like chronicling your own domestic routine instead of like an outside eye looking at it. It's fat. I don't know. I
Right,
find it fascinating.
My
Facebook
point is,
Reels.
I look at that and I go, wow, well, you have all these kids. Like, where do you have the time to get all these
Exactly.
lunches and be all perfect? And then it's like, and you're also spending an extra hour shooting, downloading, and editing a video. Like, what? Something doesn't
do
add
you
up.
think
Like,
That's
where
her,
do you get all the
creative
free time?
output, though. It's
Yeah.
like wild. Yeah, no, you're right. There could be a caregiver,
nanny,
also
that's what I'm wondering,
there.
yeah.
Like, but it could be just somebody who's like highly motivated, and this is what they're putting all their time and effort into.
I
you
do
know?
not understand people who have excess time in the morning.
Nope.
Like, if you're
Or ever.
listening,
Yeah.
but it's specifically the morning, because like we grew up on sitcoms where they would be, Chandler and Joey were coming over, to Monica and Rachel's, this is Friends, Rachel's house and hanging out before they're going to work. Like, there's a lot of, weren't they sometimes?
I don't know.
I think so.
I always think of them as after work, but what do I know?
I think there was stuff before work too,
But
though.
they
in the
were all
morning.
young with no obligations.
Well, maybe that's a bad
They didn't have
example
kids.
then.
They didn't
But
have kids,
Yeah.
that's a bad
That's what
example.
I call my kids obligations, by the way.
Well, I mean,
Well, okay,
be
so
honest.
not Friends then, but I just also feel like even shows where people are getting ready for school, yes, there always is the kid who's like rushing out and grabs a piece of toast and puts it in his mouth and puts his backpack on and leaves, but there still was action happening
Sure.
in the morning before everyone heads out the door. And like, that's not how it is in any house I know.
yeah.
Even on shows when you would see somebody watching TV in the morning before school or whatever, it was like, there was never time to watch
No.
TV in the
I
morning.
never watched TV
Yeah.
before school. Never.
No.
There was never time.
No.
So hectic.
Well, if you're out there, Christian moms getting ready
Yeah.
for the day, you've got a fan in me. I'm
I feel
watching.
like if-
I'm watching.
In 5 to 10 years, there's going to be like a Netflix documentary called like The Christian Moms on Facebook. And it's going to be like, we were all faking it and trying to make it
I
look
was
like
so
our lives
drunk
were
when I did
perfect.
this.
Yeah.
I
well,
was
that
drunk.
probably is, yeah. Yeah.
Have you been tempted to buy one of these puffy headbands though?
yeah.
Me too.
Those look good.
They look good, but I feel like wouldn't they be uncomfortable behind your ear?
but I think
'cause
you
they're so
just
thick.
wear them for putting the
Skin regime.
The skin regime.
Okay.
On
Got
your
it.
face. And that.
Yes, I do have my like headband for washing my face versus my headband for wearing around the house. So this would just be like
I
a.
don't own a single headband.
You don't?
This would be my first.
How do you wash your face?
Like an asshole, like a dipshit.
Where's your hair go?
Just right where it is.
Everywhere.
Wait. Okay, you have like curtain bangs basically. So you just dip your hair and your head into.
I don't splash water during my cleansing.
Oh.
Oh.
I have like these oil of Olay pre.
Oh, you.
Now
I
I'm
see.
turning
You
into
use a
Christian
wipe.
Mom getting ready for
Okay.
today. And then I put my oil cleanser on those, and then I go like this with the front side,
I see.
and then I flip them and clean them with the back.
You should
side.
do
Got it.
Hollywood moms getting ready for
Hollywood
the day.
moms getting ready for.
Ooh.
Can you imagine?
Robin, how do you wash your face hair wise?
I just kind of put some bobby pins where my bangs are. And I try to not splash wash my face at night because I don't want it to wake me up. I always am like, so I try to do a lot of washcloth work, you know?
Mhm.
So, but yeah, I will say, like, when I had COVID, brag, my skin got so bad because I was too sick to wash my face. Like I just couldn't even stand by the sink. And yeah, so it really does make a difference washing your face versus not at night.
Have you
Maybe I'll
guys
try
seen those mud cleaners? Those you put your shoe in it and it spins and
Yes.
it cleans all the mud off of it.
Yeah.
You should have that for your face.
Yes.
I
please.
have-
On your sink and you just stick your face in it.
Yes.
and it
That's
just goes-
great.
Yeah, like
you
a
could
bowling
sell
ball
that.
cleaner.
Yes,
You
exactly.
could sell that.
I have long wondered when they'll just have peel off makeup.
Mhm.
Like why at the end of the night, why couldn't you just pull it down from the top?
I know, right?
Or like
Maybe you'll be
press on face makeup.
Well, soon we'll have that Elon Musk Neuralink chip in our minds.
Oh.
Yes.
And you can put whatever filter you want on yourself.
That can't
like that
come
idea.
soon enough.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about, and I'm scared.
He has a company called Neuralink where they are trying to put chips in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, what the idea is there, but they've been doing it with monkeys. And apparently the monkeys go insane because they're trying to get it out of their head.
Oh,
perfect.
Oh, that's
I
a
do
detail I
think
didn't know.
the people, maybe not Elon Musk, but some people are trying to do it in an effort to help people who've been paralyzed
So
or
that-
have motor
Yes.
neuron degeneration and all that stuff live fuller lives, which great goal. But I think after seeing what happened with Twitter, it's just nobody trusts
Yeah.
He can
Elon
hack into your
Musk
Tesla.
to be
like,
doing it.
He could find out where you are at any given moment.
Yes,
he
he's
could.
a petty man.
Yes.
He's in my car, you guys.
Well, no, he can.
See, this is what
He
you get
can
for
look through the
accepting all
cameras in your
cookies.
Tesla. He can find out where you are, like if you have a
Yeah.
Tesla.
Someone who called a Thai cave rescuer a pedophile should not be in control of your brain thoughts.
He's such a weirdo.
Oh
he
my
wore
God.
just see him wear the cowboy hat backwards, and then everyone was like making fun of him because he wore the cowboy hat backwards last weekend, and so he posted a picture of himself shooting a gun from his hip. It's like, dude, you're the richest man on earth. You don't need to do this.
I don't
like, what will
understand
make
why
you
we
happy?
even-
do this.
If I had that much money, I would want to just kind of disappear.
I would
imagine
disappear.
having no responsibility.
would
Well,
we
that's
still
what the
be
MySpace
posting?
guy did.
Yeah.
The MySpace guy,
Tom?
Rupert,
I
yeah,
was just
Out
gonna
and went
say,
away?
Tom.
Rupert
He's still
Murdoch.
sitting at that desk.
Rupert Murdoch bought his company for $1 kajillion, and he said, "I'm going to be a nature photographer," and like
Perfect.
just took off and was
I
like,
love
"I have
that.
money. I'm going to be a nature photographer."
Yeah, I'd want
That's
to
the
be
move.
with my family and see a friend every day.
Yeah.
Maybe write a mystery novel.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, under a pseudonym.
It just goes to show you how powerful whatever that hole is
Whatever it
inside of them,
is.
because
So powerful.
they can't just sit on a beach. They go crazy.
No, it's narcissism, right? They need
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
attention at all times.
Yeah,
And
just-
they need so much fuel to feed their narcissism that like nothing.
They'll
will
never
make them
feel
happy.
Elon
whole,
needed
yeah.
attention so much, he literally bought Twitter
Yeah.
so that he could get everyone to like him. Like, that is on another
I was actually
level.
thinking about. Remember how he didn't want to buy it, and it seemed like he wasn't going to buy it, and then he was forced to buy
He
it.
was forced to buy it, which is
Thinking
one of my
about that the
favorite
other
things.
night.
I love
Yes.
that.
Okay, wait. Let's go back to this Jean Domon movie.
Okay.
When you say it's horror, but it's not scary.
No, it's not horror.
Okay.
That's not its genre. I
Okay,
would say
what genre
it's
is
a
it?
drama.
Okay, so it's because here's the thing. I get scared really easily,
No,
and
no,
I
no,
also
it's
don't
not.
like to feel deeply disturbed.
You won't feel disturbed for most of the movie. When I tell you it's different than anything you've ever seen. And I think everyone who cares about like movies and TV and stuff like that should watch it, because I think that it's like so formally different than most things you've ever seen that it's a bit mind-boggling that everyone's seen The Godfather, but people haven't seen this. Everyone's seen Raging Bull, but no one's seen this. Yeah, it's subtitled because even though there's an exercise in patience that goes with it, if you're somebody who likes to read, likes interesting shit, like I would say, like of the cohort of people I know, is a lot of people like that, and I never heard anybody tell me to watch this movie before.
Yeah, I'd never even heard
so
of it.
to me, it's like, oh, it's where the sexism comes in. Is like
I can tell you why.
I didn't know, about it.
The reason no one's seen it or talked about it until recently is because until recently, you would have to have had someone distribute it, and no one's going to distribute a movie that's weird. No company is going to do that because they don't have the vision to know that there would be an audience for it in any way. And so if there's no profit to be made, no one's going to promote it. No one's going, you know what I mean? Like,
but there's artsy movies directed by men that we all know really well. Do you know what I mean? It's not
there is a sexism aspect to it for sure.
I think it is that thing of like when a woman does it, especially from back then, it was considered sort of minor, and it's a major movie, and it's like ideas and the way it was shot and everything.
I would. If you looked at the art movies by men that did get distribution, how many of those had to do with the men's sexuality or some sort of sex or something like that? It's never just a domestic where it's centered on a woman with nothing sexy. It's like,
well, yeah, but I guess that's what I mean is it probably got distribution at the time and probably was a bit of a thing at the time because she went on to have a career and everything. But I think the fact that it hasn't been passed down and word of mouth among groups who maybe went to film school or did this or did that is like interesting that I've never heard somebody say like, oh, you have to watch that movie. That's part of the canon sort of, now it feels like it is. It feels like it obviously got voted best movie ever. So it's
but
getting
who
redeemed.
voted it?
It was Sight and Sound magazine.
Oh, okay.
But
so I feel like now probably everybody's watching it.
It's interesting when that happened too. Like all the critics that I follow were like, "Oh yeah, that movie," and it's like, well, if y'all knew about this fucking movie, how come you weren't talking about it?
Why have I literally never? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm dumb and I don't
I've
hear
never
the right
heard of
things,
it.
Jeff, are you familiar with it?
No, not at
And
all.
Jeff went to film school.
We got to have a whole separate pod where we talk about
I
it.
know.
Yeah, I mean, I have tons of film nerd friends that like this has never come
That's
up.
a better sample than me because I didn't go to film school. I'd be more in the because I was an English major, like a book that you'd never heard of that was, But luckily, it's still around, so it can be rediscovered.
Wendy and I were both English majors. Do you ever read quote unquote literature anymore? Like new stuff do you read challenging books?
I guess I do. Oh, a book I really think, but not often since I became a parent. Oh, sorry. Not often since I became a parent, but I did read something really interesting lately called Couplets, and I can't remember the name of the author, but it sounds,
About
okay,
tiny
if you're
cups?
listening, you're going to think, you're going to think this sounds terrible and pretentious, but I promise it's actually really good and really accessible. It's all in poetry, but it takes only
poetry.
2 hours to read.
Oh.
And it's a really compelling kind of confessional story about it's the author's own life, and it's so
it sounds good.
Ooh,
I can't remember. I'm
couplets.
going to look up the author's name while y'all
gonna write it
move
down.
on to something else. but-
Really quickly, because we're talking about movies, I just want to contribute a little something which I learned today.
Yes.
Good.
And I think it's really important. Dances with Wolves won the Academy Award, I believe, in 1991 or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware of what movie it beat? What was the front runner?
Nope.
Because the other movies, I'm going to tell you what didn't win. The Ghost was nominated, did not win.
I remember being upset. So there was a movie I liked better.
So my friend made a reference, somebody that I'm working with today made a reference to Dances with Wolves, which made me, I didn't realize he becomes a Native American in that movie. I forgot. And then I was like, oh my God, it won Best Picture. He infiltrates their culture, and then he won Best Picture, and
Was it Goodfellas?
it was Goodfellas. It Dances with Wolves, which feels so offensive in hindsight, but I haven't looked at it. Beat Dances with Wolves. Or Goodfellas lost out to Dances with Wolves.
The worst of all time was American Beauty winning in 99.
I liked that movie.
I liked it, but what did it beat?
That year, in fact, someone just wrote a book about it, was maybe the best year in movies of all time. You
Fight
could go
Club.
down the list of every movie that year was an all-timer.
A banger.
And that movie won. I'm not going to go through the list.
Do you think American Beauty is very much it's the Kevin Spacey thing though now that affects.
I don't know. Like, if you think about what the movie was about, it was about a guy who was horny for this girl, and
teenager.
like it was just light. It
was
seemed heavy,
15.
but it wasn't.
Right. No, I agree. I just also I feel like that my vision of that
Kevin
movie
Spacey
is
doesn't
so influenced
sit
by
well.
like I'm like I don't want to look at Kevin Spacey.
Right.
No.
And the author of Couplets is Maggie Milner.
Maggie Milner.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
High
write
recommend.
this down.
High recommend.
Robin, what are you reading right now?
I'm trying to. I read a lot of really dumb stuff over the summer, and now I'm trying to read a book that my friend told me about called Heaven and Earth Grocery Store, which is by James McBride, and it's I guess it's about Jewish people and Black people at a small grocery store in Pittsburgh. But I have to just say, I think it was going to Jewish day school for like the first 3 years of my life that I'm like, once we start with Jewish folklore, like they put the baby in the bassinet, and if he leaned to the right, he would live forever, and if he leaned to the left, he would be burned by coal. I'm just like, I can't do this at night. But I really respect my friend Bonnie, so I want to finish. She loved it, so I want to get through it.
Wait, how does Jewish folklore and you having gone to Jewish day school correlate?
Just so there was just a lot of flooding of Jewish, just like really early in my life. Like I always tell people, like I remember truly first day of kindergarten. So in a Jewish day school, you do like the Hebrew stuff and the Jewish stuff in the morning, and then you do your English stuff in the afternoon. The first day it was like, welcome to kindergarten. This was Anne Frank. And then they played a video of like, this was the Holocaust. And it's like
in
all the
kindergarten.
bones going into the grave.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
Jesus.
this is fucking kindergarten? Like, I can't do, like, this is not fun. My mom said it would be fun. And so it's just a little, like, I get a little, like,
I see, yeah.
I get a little tense but I trust my friend, but we'll see if I'm still reading it.
And we've decided just to teach the boys that the Holocaust wasn't real.
Well,
right?
we don't know that it was real.
We don't know that it
Robin,
it was real.
I also think my early childhood is marked by like being traumatized by news of the Holocaust as well.
There's however they introduced it to us was not delicate, and I feel like at least my hope is now that they do a few trigger warnings before they just jump right into it.
Maybe we can solve the Santa problem with the teaching about the Holocaust at the same time.
How does that work? Oh,
That's
like
what
here's
happened to
other
Santa.
things that people.
Here are other
No,
horrible
Santa's not
things.
coming anymore.
Would you rather be Jewish? Here's what could happen.
Do you guys want to take this moment to say out loud that you know the Holocaust is real, so that when somebody clips that out of your show and
Oh,
puts
yeah.
it online
know it
later,
was-
But
I
they'll
know
cut
it's
out
real.
what I'm about to say, which is I believe in it. I believe it really happened.
I
believe all
I
Holocausts.
believe the Holocaust happened. I'm just teaching my boys that it didn't.
okay, perfect.
Got it.
Are you about to do something, or can I tell you a sort of a related story?
I would like to hear your related story,
It's
especially
very
if it's
fast.
Is it lighter?
sort of.
Okay.
But
Does it
have
involve
my
food for
8-year-old
kids?
tends to be a bit like obsessed with death and asks about death. Like literally any person we mention, it can be anyone from Abraham Lincoln to DJ Khaled, and his first question will be, "Are they dead?" So he's obsessed when he finds out someone's dead. It's like, he's just constantly thinking about death, talking about death.
When you're 8 right now, a lot of people have died.
It's true.
So,
But I was at his therapist. He goes to therapy. And after the session, his therapist called me in and said, I just wanted to let you know, I accidentally told your son about 9/11.
Oh no.
The therapist.
Oh, my God.
And I said, well, we don't
how does
try
one
to hide
accidentally?
things. I mean, I said we don't try to hide things about death from our kids, and we've had a death in the family of someone young, and so we talk about it. And but I said my only concern is we are getting on an airplane this week, and it was it was like his like first or second his first and second time on planes were both this summer, and it was
geez.
either 1 week before the first trip or the second trip, and I was like, oh no, but he somehow it passed.
Okay.
He didn't obsess about it. I don't know if he didn't quite understand what he was being
Right.
told about planes and stuff, and I was like, it was just but I accidentally told your son about 9/11. Was
so
absolutely
funny.
wild.
That's
Oh my
incredible.
God.
Yeah.
Was he or she laughing a little bit, or was it like
No, I think they
mortification?
were worried.
Breach of,
She
like,
was
professional-
worried.
yeah,
She was worried, but I'm just not
It's
that person
so
who's
funny.
going to get upset. I have accidentally told my kids lots of things, so I kind of get it.
Yeah.
I want to tell you guys about Little Spoon. I love Little Spoon. You can have Little Spoon in your life for years to make mealtime healthy, tasty, and easy. It's time-saving and convenient without compromise. My kids love Little Spoon. So they deliver delicious food that's perfect for all the stages of your kid's life right to you. They have baby blends, which is fresh organic baby food from single ingredients to multi-textured purees. They have biteables, which is the transition to table early finger food meals. They have plates, so toddler and big kid meals that are free of junk and they taste amazing. And they have like mac and cheese with hidden veggies in them, chicken nuggets, adventurous eats like pot stickers. Then they have lunchers, so like old school favorites with new standards. And they have their brand new luncher meals are healthier, build it yourself lunches. So there's like flavorful and imaginative build it yourself meals like easy cheesy pizza, chicken dunkers, or chicken nacho dips, all made junk free with over 10 grams of protein. And then there's also really fun, delicious snacks, dipsters, veggie loops, fruit rippers, oat bakes, smoothies. It's all super fresh, super delicious, and made with the cleanest, high quality ingredients. And did I mention it comes right to your door? It's so flexible, so easy, and everything stores right in the fridge and freezer. I pick the menu and change up what I order every time. The price is right. The quality is unmatched. I love it. My kids love it. The grandparents love it. A win, win, win for my family, and it can be for yours. Make this year's chaos a little more manageable with time-saving, delicious, and healthy meals and snacks your kids will love. Go to littlespoon.com/BFF and enter our code BFF at checkout to get 30% off your first Little Spoon order. That's Little Spoon, LITTLESPOON.com/BFF and enter our code BFF for 30% off at checkout. Okay, Little Spoon makes me think of couplets in that it's small spoons and small cups. Let's say hello and welcome to the new patrons.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/AllisonRosen.
Patreon. Hello and welcome to Dave Kaltenbach and to Kevin Potter. Kevin Potter opted for an annual subscription and he's at the texting level. Wow. Slide into my DMs. Send me a text. Patreon.com/AllisonRosen. Also, I should tell everyone two things. I've already mentioned, but I'm going to mention it again. I have merch. It's exciting. Go check it out. If you go to AllisonRosen.com, there's a banner at the top that says my merch store is live. And then also I have a Substack. If you listen to the Monday episode with Elise Lunin, New York Times bestselling author. You know her?
I read that book.
Oh, on Our Best Behavior?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
It was good. I listened to it. I can't say I physically read it. It was really interesting. It made me really think about a lot of things. And I thought she's a really compelling writer.
Yeah, it is. I was trying to explain it to Daniel last night, and I felt like I did not really do a good job of it.
I should just read it.
Maybe you should, yes. Yeah. If you listen to that episode, she is all about Substack. She's like a Substack proselytizer. I recently started up my Substack again. So if you need more of my words on your screen or in your phone, AllisonRosen.substack.com. Okay, let's do Just Me or Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Skadoop doop.
It's time for Just Me or Everyone.
Wendy, you said you had one, right?
Yep. This is really stupid.
That's
I was
okay.
out for dinner with my mom friends that I mentioned. I have friends, guys. And we were talking about straws. And I realized that the reason I don't like to have one of those metal straws is I'm afraid I'm just going to chomp into it.
Oh, interesting.
I don't like to have it in the cup. I get afraid of it and I take it out because I don't want to chomp it. I'm not going to chomp it. Why would I fucking chomp it?
Do you
Does this
chomp
happen to
plastic
everyone?
straws?
Metal chompers.
A little, yeah. I do.
I
Yeah.
do too.
Chomp them and chew them.
It's not exactly what you're talking about, but we have metal straws. And all the
Don't
time,
let me see those.
I won't. All the
Terrifying.
whenever I drink out of one, I
You
think
bang your tooth with it, don't you? Like
no,
you-
I don't. But I'm shocked that I don't.
Oh.
And I think to myself, like, one false move, and this is going through the roof of my mouth. And it's what happens if a metal straw goes through the roof of your mouth? I think you're dead or you've like.
You drain your sinuses.
Probably be
It-
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think you'd be fine.
You just go
Okay,
through
well
it.
then.
And
But then I'd be mounted
Try
on
it.
a straw.
Try
One of
it.
the kids will come over and drink your brains.
Yes.
Yeah, the kids
You
will
don't
drink
want
your
that.
brains.
Or like if I have it in my car, I drive like once every 2 weeks at this point. But if it's in my car, I'm always thinking like, what if I'm taking a sip off of it and then I get rear-ended? It just seems
Oh.
it seems dangerous all around.
Yeah.
Also, don't
Yeah.
you feel it makes the liquid taste a little metally?
Mm.
Yeah.
You know?
I
I
actually haven't
just
noticed
got
that.
them and I put it in I'd like coffee in a mug and I went to drive and the straw got hot. And what didn't burn me, but it was unnerving that the straw was hot. And then I
Yeah.
thought, if the coffee's so hot that it could burn me, then wouldn't it heat up the straw? And then I would burn my lip with the straw. And
Yeah.
Then I came
And I
along
got
and
freaked
chopped
out.
it right up.
yeah. And then Wendy came and
Broke all
So-
my teeth.
grabbed it and threw it across the room
Yeah,
with her
I was
teeth.
so scared
What
for Jeff.
is the better straw alternative? Because I have seen those like
There's
metal
bamboo
ones.
straws.
Oh my god, you know what
Bamboo?
they have that seem really dangerous, but I bet the Christian moms use them? Glass straws.
I was gonna say that as a
seems
joke.
so dangerous.
I think so too. No, glass straws are a real thing. For like on
That seems bad.
TikTok, it's like, you'll hear the like the crack of the can and then the glass and the ice and then some like person who's like doing this, which I can't stand, like, but on glass.
Yeah.
People are always fucking tapping things with their nails and then pouring and then the glass straw and then clinking it. And it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Glass straws.
No.
Mm,
Pass on the glass.
No, thanks.
And then I've also seen metal straws with a silicone tip.
Yeah.
But that,
Yeah.
in the same way you're wondering if metal makes things taste like metal, I find that like we have these silicone plates, silicone, like the breasts, silicone plates for the kids, and I think they taste like soap.
Yeah.
You've tasted the plates?
I nibbled on a plate. I think they make the food taste like soap. So I think that the straw would become soap tasting.
Got it.
The ones I got have the silicone on them, but I took it off because
For
I thought
this
it would
reason?
taste weird.
Yeah.
But I didn't try it. I just assumed it would taste weird. So
Right.
I will try it and see if it tastes
Let
disgusting.
me
Let
know.
Tastes like
Thank you.
soap. I think silicone, if not, if you don't cast it in a pressure pot, it's going to have tiny microscopic holes. So it might catch the soap when it gets washed.
Mm.
I would think maybe that's why.
Someone has molded stuff in a pressure pot.
Science minute.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Who's the real wizard?
Allison,
It's Daniel.
You have smashed things into your teeth, like utensils, right?
Oh
Like-
yeah, well
like
that's so.
forks and things.
I try not to use a fork if I can use a spoon
Because every now and then I'll hear a clank. Ah!
it all started. I was walking on Balboa Island with my mom many, many years ago, and there was this guy that I had a crush on, and I was frustrated, and I was drinking a Snapple, dangerous glass thing, and I like said something, and then I banged my tooth with this. I chipped my tooth on the Snapple bottle, and then I have been chipping my teeth ever since on like forks and various things. So I don't even trust myself. I try to avoid forks if I can. So it's insane that I'm using a metal straw.
When I was a kid, we went to Palm Springs with my cousins, whose my aunt and uncle had a place in Palm Springs, and my mother chipped her tooth eating a lobster or something, or a crab's leg or something, and her entire tooth came out.
Oh my God. This is
Or
like
it was
more
like
than.
because it was her front tooth was fake or something.
Oh.
And it was like truly just like the top. It was
Oh,
like
God.
barely there. And she thought it would be really funny if when they were at the Chart House in Palm Springs and it was like really late at night, and she thought it'd be really funny to wake me up and pretend to be a monster
Oh,
and
my
show
God.
me her teeth. And she was like, "Wake up!" And it was frightening.
Yeah.
And I'm still mad at her. I won't talk to her. But
Anne Frank in kindergarten.
I know, but
Tooth hijinks at home.
but who looks in the mirror and goes, "Let's wake up the kid. Like, this will be fun. Robin will love this."
Yeah.
Yes, it's fine.
Do you think she wanted to scare you?
I think she was drunk, and
that
she
sounds
was
right.
like, "Let's have some fun with the kids." But my mom, by the way, not a heavy drinker, but when she drinks,
Yeah.
she
It's a
gets
lot.
real silly to this day.
Are there any kids out there whose parents would get quote unquote silly drunk and the kid was like, I like this side of you?
I do
I
or do
certainly.
not.
I'm wondering if any kid has
I
in the
do
history.
like this side of you.
I'm wondering if there's any kid in the history
Who's ever liked their
has
parents
ever
being drunk.
liked being around their parents when their parents are drunk.
No, I don't
Probably.
think so.
Well, also
I
you
could
don't
not
like it
stand
when
it.
your parents smell different. And
Yes.
As a child, you can always pick up. But I will
Yeah.
say that my parents are not really drinkers at all. And every once in a while in Indianapolis, when we lived there, they would go out to a bar called Harry C's, and Jenny and I would babysit the other three kids. And when they came home, they always brought us piping hot mozzarella sticks from Harry C's. So I was
Ooh.
like, would you please go drink?
Oh,
So
yeah.
but they also barely ever drank. So I
Right.
think for us, there was only an upside
Yeah.
to the very rare occasion when they would go to the bar.
Like, it sounds like your parents got a little tipsy and produced mozzarella sticks.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
Like,
So
is
that
there-
was great.
Is there a version of the alcoholic parent who was just always just doing awesome stuff
Yeah.
for the kids when they were drunk?
I wish
Right.
there was. The movies would be a lot more delightful.
Right.
But the
Like-
first time I ever got drunk, I was with my parents. It was a purposeful, intentional, like, let's get her drunk for the first time.
How
and
old were
what?
you?
16.
What?
And it resulted in I couldn't be less enamored of alcohol. Like I think it did the trick.
Yeah.
I got drunk with my parents.
Huh.
It was fun for like an hour, and then it was weird.
Did you get sick at all?
I don't think I did. It was just beer at that
Mhm.
point. But just like it was a really good tactic because I was like, I had my fun. It wasn't that great. I did it with them.
Right. They made it not illicit.
Yeah,
Right.
they took the
Ah,
fun out of it.
interesting.
That's what
and
happened
it
with-
worked.
That's what happened for me with weed.
Yeah.
I didn't smoke with my parents, but it was always there.
Yeah.
And there was never anything alluring about it, anything cool. It was just the lamest thing, and everyone who had smoked weed in college thought they were so. It was like, this is so
Right.
stupid.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it takes the excitement away from
Yeah.
it, which I think is a
Interesting
good
strategy.
tactic. Because it also was like, yeah, if I was going to be drunk, they wanted me to be with them, which makes sense.
So, honey, we should pretend to do coke and all those things we don't want them to do, like shoot up heroin. Like
In
they'll
front
never
of them.
want to do any of that stuff.
They'll be in.
What a wonderful idea.
No alcoholic has ever had an alcoholic or drug addicted child.
No,
Never.
it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone else have it? Just me or everyone? If not, I say we move to Hey Go Fuck Yourself because I know some people need to be told off.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's do Hey Go Fuck Yourself. Robin.
My hey go fuck yourself is to the person who told me that I'm not allowed to tell their secret. And I accidentally emailed this hey go fuck yourself to Allison last night. But basically,
But not the content of it, just that that someone's making her keep a secret.
someone's making me keep, and I will just say it's a medical secret. So the stakes are kind of high. Nobody's dying. Everybody's going to live. But I've been told that I cannot tell anybody. And the only people that know are me and my sister and our significant others. And we have 2 brothers, like they're step, but so all I'm saying, oh God, I've already given too much away, but I just want to say, don't tell people your secrets unless it's really tough to keep secrets.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
what I'm saying. And it's just like the person who told me that I can't tell anybody. With love, I say, hey, go fuck yourself. You've made my life a little complicated.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Will the person who's making you keep the secret eventually tell the other people, do you think?
I don't think they'll have a choice, but yes, it's just annoying because the people who they haven't told are visiting. They're in our midst. I'm seeing them.
So it's going to become complicated
Yeah.
and awkward.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I hope that the medical secret is that this person's going to get huge tits.
Yes.
Because then that reveal is going
Right.
to be really fun.
But on their
You
back.
said, yes,
On their
because you
back.
said they're not going to be able to keep it, like it's going to become apparent.
It's
So I
gonna-
think it's breasts.
It's
Huge
not
tits.
breasts, but it's the kind of medical secret that's pretty big that you can't keep it. It's not keepable once it happens.
Is it
But-
prosthetic
It's
chin?
not, it's not plastic surgery,
Oh.
but it's just the kind of thing where it's like, really? You're going to put, what is it called? The something policy, a gag order on who can know. And I don't like it. It makes me feel weird to be the keeper of a secret that I never wanted in the first place.
It's a burden.
Yeah, it's a burden.
Now I have a guess, but I'm not going to say it on air.
Okay.
But you can't tell us off air.
I
even.
can. I can tell you off air.
Oh, good. I can't. I've never wanted a show to end so fast.
If you tell me a secret, there's I feel like there's always an unspoken understanding that
You'll
yes, I will
repeat
keep
it?
that secret, but keeping that secret means telling certain people in my life. There's certain
This
people I
is the
tell those
problem
secrets
with
to.
secrets.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like we're only as sick as our secrets or like any of those common like things we know about secrets. I'm just saying no one actually keeps a secret.
Secrets are meant to be told.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
meant to be shared.
They're meant
It's
to be shared
true.
far and wide.
And it's a hard thing to put on somebody.
Mhm.
Like I'm keeping 2 active secrets right now. One, I won't even tell you the one off air because like nobody can know that one. But the second one, the hey, go fuck yourself one. I mean, you'll be, I don't know, it might be anticlimactic, but it's annoying. It's an annoying secret to keep.
Is it like someone has an ingrown toenail?
No,
Oh, it's bigger than that.
it's a little bigger than that.
Bigger than an ingrown toenail, smaller than cancer.
Yes.
Okay.
Daniel,
Yes.
do you have a hey, go fuck yourself?
I do. The letter K
Oh.
can go fuck itself.
Ooh.
Do tell.
Well, it's just like a very like miserable sound to have to make, especially in the morning. You can't say it without spitting a little. It's gross. I can hear what's in your mouth and in your throat when you say it.
Huh.
And there are people who insist like you have to have all these K's in a name. You have to start with K's, and it's like I won't say your fucking name if it has a K in it from now on.
Is
That's
this
the new
because of
rule.
your long work call this morning?
No, I just was thinking about K the other morning, and I was thinking, fuck it. Fuck this sound. I hate it.
Do they ever tell you, Wendy, to use hard K's in jokes? Did they ever tell you that?
I don't know who. No one can tell me nothing.
Right.
Robin.
They were just like, oh, if you pitch I just remember pitching something that had a hard K in it. And they're like, hard K, it's funny.
It's
put
supposed
it
to be the
in.
funniest letter.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
it's
Daniel
out of
wants
my,
it
it's
out
completely
of
my,
his
Yeah.
alphabet.
That's right. So
Hey, go fuck yourself.
that's right.
I think I forgot to give Robin an opportunity to play. Did we play it for Robin's?
No, you did.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm just not all here. Daniel, quick question.
Yeah.
And then we are saying goodbye. Last week, you revealed that you're in the early stages of developing a
I
new,
know.
the Quantz
It
method
was
for
premature
removing
because
pants.
what happened was I had invented a new way of removing pants, which was thrilling. Quants. Because, as I said, I've just turned 50, and at 50, you've seen it all. And I've seen every way one can take their pants off. And recently, my preferred way has been failing me, which is the toe pinching the bottom of the hem of the pant and the sock at the same time. And it's just like I can do it reliably with one foot, not as reliably with the other. I've been pretty bummed about that. And then one morning, I did a new way of taking pants off, and it was like it's like a newborn child. Like everything is possible. New things are going to come to me in the second half, hopefully, of my life. But I didn't record the movement as I was doing it in my mind. I only realized it after. So there's a process of trying to rediscover the movement. It's not ready to be unveiled as an official Quantz method.
So you haven't
thing.
done it since.
I've failed several times in creating this move. It was quite a move. I mean, it was real it was like a grab the sock and the hem, sort of whop, whop. You could just take them both off at the same time, very fast, extremely efficient.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why are we taking your pants off in the morning?
Ooh.
I
I
think-
wondered this too.
I think I was getting in the shower after taking the boys to school.
Okay.
Likely story.
I've decided also
What I
to
do is
reverse the
get up,
process.
Take my clothes off, little walk around the neighborhood, go to jail, come home. That's the Quantz method.
Listen, I work from home now. I only get dressed, take the kids to school, and I'm in my undies the rest of the day.
That is not true. Daniel is he does not have comfortable pants. He only has jeans. Jeans are his comfortable pants. The entire pandemic was very surprising to me. Because I did not get dressed ever, and you never got undressed. except for sleeping.
I mean, yeah, I have been undressed.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to get into the work state of mind if I'm just like rolling right out of bed and going right to the. I have to have a sense of like there being a transition, and anyway. So thanks for bringing that up.
No, but I'm just saying, like at night, right before bed, you're still wearing your jeans. That's when I'm wearing my robe.
All the way up until the moment of bed, I'm wearing my jeans.
Then you just cut them off down the front.
Yeah.
Let them fall to the
That's
side.
the Quant's
Great.
method.
That's such a good method. That's a great
In the
method.
morning, you got to get a fresh pair.
Yeah.
But you never really took them off.
Just using scissors to take
Yeah.
my pants off.
Cut down the middle and then down each leg.
I
So
promise.
that they
Yes.
fold open and then you
Yes.
just drift off.
But you
That would
butterflied
actually
your
be
pants.
Quite brilliant.
They've
How do you
probably
butterfly
cut
your
like
pants?
rich drunk people out of their like. There's
Yeah.
been
Oh,
been like a
yeah.
butler with the scissors like flapping them open and
Yeah.
being like, "He got
Like
drunk
a
again."
little
pants
baby. It's
cutter.
like how those onesies for
Yeah.
little babies
Yes.
have the buttons all the way
Yes.
up the leg.
Yeah.
Into
That's
the
it.
crotch.
We need onesie jeans.
Yeah.
There were those
It's
jeans
tearaway,
that girls
I
would
guess.
wear when I was in high school that had the zipper that went from the front all the way around.
Oh
all the
yeah,
way to
they
the
brought
back.
those back.
What was
Basically.
what's the point of that? To be an alluring zipper?
For sex,
It's for
Okay.
sex.
right?
Sex zipper.
Just zip
It's
all
a
the way
sex
around and then have sex with two long denim.
And that
Nice.
nothing
Just
feels
slap
better than
it.
a zipper rubbing
Yeah,
up
it's
against.
just zipper right there on the side.
just rubbing you raw.
Everybody's fucking sick by the end of that encounter,
Yeah.
but you got it right away. You got
Listen.
it faster than you thought you could.
It's like a
'cause of the
terrible
zipper.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
when-
then you got to zip it back up and like you just, it's over and everyone feels bad.
Yeah.
You got to zip yourself back in.
But where are the underwear?
Maybe don't wear them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
No
that means that
undies.
zipper's rubbing
Oh,
all day.
I gotta say, when the girls, they actually started wearing that when I was in junior high, and I was a little bit of a late bloomer. And my
Not
my
then.
sweet innocent eyes, I was just like, what? Like it was just all
Wait,
of this
junior
like,
high
girls,
girls?
like ready for sex or something. I was like, I just want to watch TV, play video games.
I didn't
Collect
know this was
Smurfs.
junior high.
no, me neither.
Oh man, my junior high was wild.
Sounds
Kids were like
it.
doing acid and like it
Whoa.
was crazy. Yeah.
On that note, I would like to thank everyone for joining us. This has been delightful. If you have enjoyed this show, or even if not, make sure you're subscribed. Leave us a nice comment wherever you're listening. I would recommend Apple Podcasts, but can you do comments on Spotify? Probably. I mean, reviews and stars. Click all the stars, please. Follow me on social media at Allison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram, the Allison Rosen on TikTok. Robin, where might we find you?
Just on Instagram at Robin Shorr, ROBINSHORR. I'll try and be funny on it. I'll try.
Wendy?
I think I have a public Instagram that's at Great North Wendy, maybe.
That
Yeah.
sounds right.
And
You
then
do.
I'm on Blue Sky is at Wendy
Ooh.
Molyneux now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then please watch The Great North on Hulu. We would love it. We don't have new episodes this fall. We'll be back in January, I think. And Bob's just had its season premiere Sunday night. So new season of Bob's is out. Watch that. And I have the podcast, These Are Those Tapes with David Huntsberger. And Allison will be on the new season when it starts soon.
Yes. And Daniel?
I'm on Instagram, Daniel Quantz, and Blue Sky. Yeah, and Threads.
D Quantz on
Hopping in
Snappy.
Threads.
Oh, God.
Cool as fuck.
I know. I haven't been on Snappy in a while.
No, me neither. And Jeff?
I got thrown off social media for telling the truth about Tylenol.
Oh, no.
Tell us off air.
I'll tell you now. We might have to cut this out. When used as directed, it's safe and effective. That's what Big Pharma doesn't want you to know.
What?
Oh, my God.
Controversial.
Oy,
But
oy.
I do have exciting news. I have another restaurant opening this weekend at the end of the El Segundo Pier. You know, there's like farm to table restaurants, and then there's like ocean to table. Well, we have a new restaurant called Dirtfish, and it's farm to ocean. So we have locally sourced food that we get from Oxnard, and we
Great.
bring it down. It's all organic.
Yeah.
You order it, and then we just chuck it out the window into the ocean because we're on the end of the pier.
Aw,
So
yeah.
Congrats.
That's so
I wish you the
Wow.
best. It's a
Thank
rough
you.
industry,
That's
but
Hope to
Great.
see you guys all at the opening.
Yeah.
Friday night.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen Show?